And now, Knock 2 Studios presents Common Censored.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Common Censored. All of you censored commoners, it is episode 97 on Friday, and we've got all kinds of crazy stuff to go over today. Trump ruling has been increased to $454 million with daily interest until it's paid. Rumble has added a timer enabling us to track how far we are into the episode. That's cool. FANI and Nathan Wade have been GEOTRACKed, which means that they may be further busted. And we've got all kinds of stuff. A new balloon flying over Colorado, following the AT&T outage. Choose your gender, attack helicopter edition. Let's jump into that first. Let's see. Let me screen share over here. This is from a try not to laugh challenge, it seems. And this dude's holding liquid in his mouth of some variety as he watches this video of choose your gender on some website. The Stranger Things music, and there's all kinds of crazy things. Hermaphrodites, conjoined twins, born a male, bad circumcision, raised female, male but overweight, so has boobs, and then attack helicopter. And that's when he loses it. Oh, man. So many weird options. Are these all the different 72 genders that literally have attack helicopter on there? That's what Salty jokes about that, identifying as an attack helicopter. Not him, but talking about goofballs that do. Let's jump over to Jimmy Corsetti's page next with an outage update in regards to the whole AT&T Verizon countrywide outage that had everybody kind of on edge yesterday a little bit. AT&T reporting the cause was due to an incorrect process used to expand network. And I think it was Bongino that I was watching yesterday who said, you know, the 48-hour rule, the Bongino rule, we're not going to make a judgment immediately. Who knows? It could have been like a bad software update or something. So that this kind of indicates that it could be along that lines, but Jimmy Corsetti, not buying it. Not buying it. Let's hop into the Gateway Pundit article talking about it. AT&T reveals that the cause behind Thursday's massive cellular outage for thousands of Americans as footage of angry customers harassing workers goes viral. Oh, man. 2024, you can only imagine that customer service would be a nightmare position with all the chaos, the really bad behavior among the populace. Really quickly, what's up to the chat? 20 people live on Rumble. I see Ed Hoskins, Fluster Cluck, Gator, Sam, Duty, Mama Mac. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. Crazy stuff as always. So this is Cullen Linebarger writing. I'm just going back and forth between Linebarger and Linebarger. I don't know which one. Who's acting like a Fed? Me? Being late? Yeah, sorry. Remember I told you guys I set a record for being tardy in high school. Not tarded. Tardy. Take it, as you will. The Gateway Pundit previously reported tens of thousands of cell phone users experiencing outages Thursday morning for their home phone, internet, and mobile phone services, which sparks fears of a possible cyber attack in conjunction with all the pharmacies saying that there was an external threat that brought them all down, which may not be resolvable for over a day. Good evening to you, Mama Mac. And yeah, Sam Duty, I think it is Friday. I think I got that right. Now, AT&T says they have identified what caused the shocking outage for over 73,000 Americans as footage has emerged showing helpless AT&T store workers being harassed by angry customers. The company announced in a statement that the outage was not a cyber attack, but an unspecified coding error caused by, quote, the application and execution of an incorrect process we used as we were expanding our network. So I was pretty sure there was going to be some kind of cyber attack event going on. I was like, oh, when Dan Bongino said it could be some kind of update or something like that, I was like, that actually does make sense. It could be something like that that we're not thinking about. It's not something that I kind of had included in my extrapolations, but it's definitely a possible avenue. The company announced, the incorrect process in equation is related to a software update gone awry. So it is an update, they're claiming. Maybe they listened to Bongino and they're like, oh man, that's a good idea. Bongino just saved our asses. We're going to use that excuse. Sounds logical enough. Think of some technical terminology that the layman won't be able to understand our process. The application and execution of an incorrect process used as we were expanding our network. Oh, man. Pretty hilarious. Moreover, according to ABC News, the outage was not caused by an external actor. The company went on to say they perform updates regularly following the outage. It's the Battlestar Galactica problem, when everything's networked. You get the Cylons putting an update in there that installs a worm into everything and shuts you down, and then your defense is down and they can fire the nukes. So, we got to watch out for that. Following the outage, the New York Post uncovered viral X-posts of angry customers going off on helpless AT&T workers. One post shows a confused worker shrugging his shoulders outside a store, surrounded by frustrated individuals. He's like, dude, what? It's not my fault, guys. What do you like? What's the problem here? Another X post shows an AT&T worker getting blasted by a livid customer over the service interruption, causing the worker to flip out in response. Let's see what we got here.
Everybody keep complaining and shit, bro.
This is unacceptable.
This is crazy because I can't even get a text message or a phone call out.
But sir, what do you want me to do? Like, what the hell?
Bro, what do they expect to happen? Power outages happen sometimes. I mean, we're not accustomed to it happening with cell phones per se, but I mean, my power was out last week. As you guys know, I was operating off the generator. Sometimes it just happens, and it's going to happen eventually with a phone. It happens. There's nothing the dude at the store can do.
Hell, man.
Hey, I know it's not your fault, but the problem matter is...
No, it is his fault.
How is it my fault?
He needs to fix it.
We've got an issue here.
Is this a skit?
AT&T. I can't get a phone call or a text out. I'm here in Maitland, Florida.
Sir.
This can't even be real. People are like straight up zombies. We'll get further into that in a little bit with crazy zombie stuff. A couple different varieties of zombie stuff. Zombie stuff which we can't talk about on YouTube, related to certain things we can't talk about on YouTube. And also maybe a Flocka zombie. But yeah, here's Jimmy Corsetti again. U.S. military tracking new unidentified high-altitude balloon over Colorado. Let's zoom and enhance. Just one day after the outage, which some have suggested was a secret EMP attack. Interesting timing. EMP attack, I don't know about that. And what is the source for this story? Eleanor Watson Watson, Chris Van Cleve, Caitlin Yellick, military tracking high-altitude balloon flying over western U.S. Truth kills. I've seen people saying it was an EMP near military bases with intercontinental capabilities. Twitter is an insane place. Yeah, we don't know what happened. The update sounds logical enough to me, but if this is accurate, that there's a balloon flying around now, it's interesting timing, to say the least. Who knows what's up with that? Let's hop over to Simon Atiba on X. He's breaking here that the clerk in Manhattan Supreme Court has just officially filed Justice Arthur Engoron's February 16th ruling against Trump and his former top executives about an hour ago after 3 p.m. A couple hours ago now. He says the total amount is more than $454 million with interest, and this will increase by $87,500 daily until Trump pays. Of course, Trump has said he will appeal, but Letitia James over here has vowed to seize his assets, like we covered as she went full retard Hitler the other day, and including his buildings in New York if he doesn't pay it off. This is just, they're going for a chilling effect with professionals. You know, they went with the Alex Jones chilling effect, attacking people financially who are saying things outside of the mainstream narrative, even though he didn't defame anybody, in my opinion. Didn't mention anybody specifically or anything like that. They're trying to get people to be too scared to talk about stuff. They're trying to get people to just fall in line in any way possible. Now we're seeing the lawfare with Trump as well. Speaking of Alex Jones, there's a plot twist with Jones, who now has joined Antifa. The unthinkable has happened.
Look, there's a car right there. It's Hitler. Get him. Get him.
VW, it must be Hitler. In more serious news, let's jump over to Veteran Biker's channel as he talks about how Dirty Dick Durbin fucks the military here. This is some crazy stuff. Veteran Biker has been on fire lately, so this is really, really a good video. Shout out to Veteran Biker. Definitely check out his channel when you guys have a chance.
Your military service has just been spit on.
If you're an undocumented person in this country, and you can pass the physical and the required test, background test, the like, you can serve in our military, and if you do it honorably, we will make you citizens of the United States.
What you saw there is Senator Dick Durbin, Dirty Dick out of Illinois. I'm the Veteran Biker. Facts over feelings. I don't care how you feel. I want you to know the truth. Sit down. This is where patriots watch YouTube. Dirty Dick out of Illinois, a senator, has a way to fix.
We got some interesting comments over here. Real quick before we, sorry to interrupt you, Veteran Biker. Wyatt Mathers over here posting some interesting stuff. Let's see. For some reason, the comment's coming backwards, so I got to read it backwards there. The plausible explanation no one is talking about is the government protocol to disrupt cellular communications, NCC SOP 303. I'm not sure if that last part's part of the message, but yeah, it sounds like it. Continuing, Operation Hardtack 7591 High Altitude Balloon EMP Nuke Test. Operation Hardtack. I'll Google that, see if I can find anything about it. He continues, fuck that 21-year Air Force vet here. Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize you were a 21-year Air Force vet. Thanks for the interesting information. I'm gonna see if I can find Operation Hardtack while veteran biker continues here about what's going on with bringing illegals into the military.
Fix the military recruiting crisis. If you're able-bodied, if you can join the military, we don't give a shit if you're from America. Who cares? You can get your citizenship. And now Dirty Dick's little idea has got some legs from another Democrat congressman out of another liberal state that's being overran by illegal aliens.
There's a new proposal in Washington that would help migrants get an expedited path to citizenship. It would require them to first serve in the U.S. military.
All right, Fox 5's Morgan McKay joins us with details of the bill, which lawmakers say could help solve two problems at once.
Does any part of this sound good for America? Does any part of this sound good for the United States military? Does any of this sound good for our national security? Or is it all just a good deal for illegal aliens? Is it all just a feel-good factor for all the Democrats that want more illegals coming into the United States to continue voting for them?
There is no higher honor than serving your country in uniform.
And that honor could be extended to migrants.
So insane. We are under attack from so many directions. They're going to bring in the migrants who can't even speak English and turn them against us. Oh my God. They kicked out all the patriots from the military, using the drab, the thing we're not allowed to talk about as a device to weed out the free thinkers from the people who will just obey authority. They've gotten them out of positions of power. Now they're bringing in the illegals who they can control with promises of citizenship and money. Lots of money. You're saying you want me to turn against my best friend of 20 years for some money in a G5 airplane? Yes. Oh man, Tropic Thunder. If you guys haven't seen that, I butchered that quote, but yeah, for some money or for some G5 airplane, yes, and lots of money. So good. Yeah, thank you, Wyatt, for your service. And here we have Operation Hardtack, series of nuclear tests, 35 nuclear tests conducted by U.S. from April to August 1958, the Pacific Proving Grounds, using balloons and nukes for their EMP capabilities. Public health concern about the number of shots in Operation High-Tech. High-altitude nuclear tests delivered the first openly reported man-made high-altitude electromagnetic pulses, EMPs, so they could do this over a civilian population and take out all of the electronics. And we see a balloon up there, as Jimmy pointed out. So, I guess have your Faraday shields ready. Thanks, Wyatt, for the awesome information. You guys are great helping improve the broadcast and enhance the broadcast. Shout out to everybody watching all 27 on Rumble. Let's continue over here for a couple minutes with Veteran Biker and exposing the situation, how they're bringing in people that they can easily control to probably then turn them against us as part of the replacement operation that you're not allowed to talk about.
A new bill introduced by Hudson Valley Congressman Pat Ryan, called the Courage to Serve Act. This bill would offer qualified and vetted migrants an expedited path to citizenship if they serve in the military. According to Ryan, last year the military services collectively
go serve in the military, probably get ordered to come after us, and then there's all these houses and places for them to move into and get free stuff that they've just taken from us. Well, we're in the gulags,
missed recruiting goals by roughly 41,000 recruits, leaving some crucial positions unfilled.
Crucial positions unfilled. Those crucial positions require, I would think, speaking English. Maybe it's security clearance. Number 3, maybe some trust, some confidence, some background checks. These crucial positions are vital, and you're putting young men and women's life on the line when you have some illegal aliens that don't care about them, that have no ingrained sense to serve. Something probably never heard of.
Yeah, and here's the new tech we haven't heard of also, posted by Gator over here. The latest invisible radar high altitude unknown object spotted over the U.S. Definitely not Legos. Definitely not Legos.
A word called patriotism, a word called commitment to their country. These illegal aliens only want one thing: free shit. And they'll do anything to get free shit.
Even coming
If
after
there are
us,
folks
possibly.
with the courage to raise their right hand, take an oath to protect and defend our Constitution, and put their lives on the line for this country, then they sure as hell deserve the opportunity to be citizens in the United States of America.
This bill comes days after a bipartisan border security package negotiated by the Senate fell apart amid Republican opposition. Staten Island Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis argued that the Senate bill did not go far enough when it comes to securing the border, and said there is more President Joe Biden can do in the interim.
He can end catch and release. He can adjust the asylum. He can end the parole program that he started. And he can actually shut down the border. He can shut it down.
Meanwhile, more than 173,000.
Yeah, that's. He's like, you got to give me the powers I need. Bro, you already have all the powers. You know, the federal government has, you know, kind of control over the borders. You could just continue with the wall. You know, the money was allocated for that you stopped building and literally left all the pieces out to rust, and then paid to have some scrapped, actually costing us money. Unbelievable. Let's hop over to Ireland. And yeah, if you guys want to check out the rest of this video, it's really good. Veteran biker on fire. Check out his channel. Probably you guys mostly know about him already, but for posterity, I'm saying it. Yeah, let's hop over to Dublin. See what's going on over there. Yeah, this is not California. This is Dublin, because it's not just the U.S. that has a migrant problem.
Oh, look, more and more men every single day.
Migrant.
All the way around the iPad. Every single day. Look at that, that's going right down to the end of the road.
Yeah, if anything, we're actually late to the party. The EU has had the borders open over there for years and years and years. And we are just, they were like the test case. They opened up all the borders, brought in everybody from Africa and all over the place in the Middle East to just invade the hell out of Europe. There have been no-go zones in France for years, and I have like friends in France who are like, no, everything's fine over here. What do you think? I haven't talked to them in a while, but what do you think about that now? Might want to revise that operation, or that opinion. Trump talking about people being raped in Sweden, which went from like a super peaceful place to like the rape capital of the world for a while. Now, Dublin looks like California, but instead of just local homeless people, now it's all migrants. Let's listen to what this dude is saying. Alex Jones over here saying, UN sponsored invasion. All nations that want to survive must pull out of the UN treaties that give the globalists control of sovereign countries' policies. Yeah, they just got an open door, just flooding Europe, just flooding them.
Oh my God, folks, look. It's down the whole way. It's the whole way. Oh my God. Look at it. Oh look, more and more men every single day. All the way around the iPad. Every single day. Look at that, that's going right down to the end of the road. On both streets. Oh my God, folks, look. It's down the whole way.
Bananas. Let's see what people put in the comments. It's no coincidence that every single sovereign Western nation is currently experiencing an invasion at their borders, all simultaneously at the same exact time as one another. Our countries are being invaded and our populations are being replaced. This is a global war. Follow me if you agree. Like, repost, following already. Yeah, and this is live time. You guys are seeing why they had to shut off the comments on all the mainstream media propaganda outposts throughout the interwebs, because people read the comments. The comments inform them more. They trust the comments more than the actual articles themselves. And Twitter was fucked for a while, obviously, because it was locked down and controlled. But now we're getting real conversation, at least to a large extent. So you can actually go down into the comments now and see people posting stuff that is relevant and realistic. Yeah, we know what's going on. The whole tweet. Let's follow them here. Remember that feeling you got when the second plane hit the Twin Towers and you realized what was going on? You should have that same feeling right now. This is a crazy situation, like I just saw Wyatt say in the chat. Where are we, folks? We're fucked. Hopefully there's some way to get around this. But the situation is not great right now. Disclaimer. Views expressed on Comment Censored are only opinions. Assume everything we say is false and research for yourself. We are not giving medical, legal, or financial advice. The only advice we are giving is think for yourself. Question authority. Think for yourself. Question authority. And smash that like button while you're at it. Thanks for being here, everybody. Use hashtag Common Censored when you share the show. You can find us on X at _Common Censored. You can find Dre at TruckFit LLC. That's TRUKFYT LLC. And you can find me at Mortis _Noctu. Thanks for being here, everybody. Like, comment, share, and follow. Help tickle the algorithm a little bit. Juice it up. And let's continue with the stuff. We are hopping back over to Simon Atiba, who had a good take on the Catherine Herridge situation we talked about yesterday, of being fired from CBS and having all of her files and everything confiscated. Simon Atiba saying, breaking, shocking revelations, massively corrupt. It has now been revealed that before CBS News investigative reporter Catherine Herridge, known for investigating the Hunter Biden laptop scandal, was fired last week, along with several others, CBS seized her personal files in an unprecedented move. New York Post just reported, my take, he says, the mainstream media is corrupt and it's disgusting. They go to every length to protect the powerful and attack independent journalists like myself who are doing the right thing. May God help us. So yeah, this is, they're running protection for the Bidens. I guess I didn't, realize that yesterday that that's what she was known for lately. I thought I had seen her, breaking news about something that was actually relevant recently, but yeah, they're just covering for the Bidens, scooping up all of the evidence, that she's collected in her files about the laptop and everything. It's just madness, dude. The media is effectively just a tentacle of the executive branch, which is a tentacle of the deep state, which is the interface between the U.S. government and the global puppet masters. The controlled, the international banking elites. Yeah, so crazy stuff. The government is really the enemy. I like this guy, this channel over here. Let's look at his his picture closer up. It's like a sandwich that looks just like Trump. So many stacks of whatever kind of ham or something that is. Just hilarious. Wonder what this is. Let's see.
Models that could be. Most of you don't know that coronavirus as a model of a pathogen was isolated.
Can't continue that on YouTube, but it's probably important. So I'll save the tab and maybe we will come back to that in a little bit. A little bit of a refresher. Alpha Boss, the song of Ice and Fire, right? but you might not know of the House of Ice and Fire. Check this out. Elon Musk posted this. Kind of cool. This is what an igloo looks like when a fire is built inside. The fire melts the inner layer of ice, then surrounding cold refreezes it. A new layer of ice insulation is thus added that can keep the temperature inside the igloo at 60 degrees. Well, it's minus 50 outside. And even the Eskimos inside know that Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. It's just a danger of smoke inhalation with a fire inside there. I don't know. Teepees, you go in there to the smoke hut for the sauna to get rid of all the bad stuff in your system, and the smoke exits through the top. I don't see a hole in the top of this igloo, Elon. May not be the best idea, brother. Let's see. What do we got next? We got to talk about Big Fanny Pack over here, who has been potentially busted even further, allegedly, as lover boy Nathan Wade got geotracked. 2,000 mules get geotracked, and that's not credible evidence. But for every other instance in existence, it's perfectly acceptable evidence, like tracking down people at J6. And I guess since that was okay, since they finally said it's legit for J6, now we can use it against Fanny and Nathan Wade over here. The smell of napalm in the morning. Jim Hoft writing over here at the Gateway Pundit. They geotracked Nathan Wade. Fanny and her lover boy got caught. Busted. Fanny is finished. Nice alliteration there. This picture's great. According to a breaking report by the far-left Atlanta Journal-Constitution, authorities geotracked Nathan Wade and found that Nathan Wade had made at least 35 visits to Fanny's neighborhood booty calls before he was hired as the lead prosecutor in the lawfare RICO case against President Trump and 18 Trump associates. The information was included in a court submission filed on Friday. Fani Willis and her lead prosecutor and lover, Nathan Wade, both testified in court that they started a relationship after he was appointed to lead the Trump election interference case. But it looks like Fanny and Nathan are in a whole heap of trouble. Let's check out
in the last 3 hours, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis admitted to a personal relationship with an outside prosecutor she appointed to manage the election interference case against former President Donald Trump. In a 176-page court filing, Willis said she and Nathan Wade developed a relationship in 2022, but that there was no relationship prior to his appointment as special prosecutor.
But it looks like now they're in a whole heap of trouble, as Nathan Wade has appeared to make at least 35 visits to the Hapeville neighborhood where Big Fanny was laying her head. Was where she was living before the district attorney hired him to lead Fulton County's election interference prosecution, according to cell phone data included in a court submission filed Friday. The filing by attorneys for Donald J. Trump raised fresh questions about the relationship between the two prosecutors, which the former president and other defendants argue has tainted the case against them and should result in Willis and her office being disqualified. They've got to get disqualified. It's the Trump curse. You F-A, you F-O. It seems like everybody who fucks around with Trump ends up finding out, and the law comes after them. One by one, inevitably, eventually it will happen to all of them, it seems. Trump's lawyers relied on data collected from Wade's cell phone and cell phone tower transmissions to track his movements. Of course, the 1996 Telecommunications Act made it mandatory that you have to be able to track cell phones manufactured after 2001 within a meter. The Telecommunications Act of 1996. So you can look into that if you want. Mandated that any phones made after 2001 need to be tracked within a meter. Triangulated. Pretty cool technology, but not what it's being used to monitor us. Continuing over here, it seems to contradict Wade's testimony last week in which he said he had visited Willis at her condo in Hapeville no more than 10 times. His dick didn't work. He was, like he had some kind of cancer treatment before he was hired in 2021. It's also funny, that clip where FANI said she didn't want to emasculate a black man. The guy wasn't even asking necessarily about a sexual natured relationship. He was just saying, did you guys have a relationship before this? Like, that could imply just a social relationship where you, and she's like, I'm not going to emasculate a black man. Well, what does race have to do with it? Why'd you bring up race also? But that was just kind of a funny moment where she like immediately jumped into the most hardcore possible type of relationship and implications that she could possibly extrapolate from the question. So hardcore. She came out just swinging and saying all kinds of stuff she didn't have to say. Really bad move. It also indicates Wade arrived twice late at night at the condo and left early the next morning, getting breakfast in the clothes he was wearing last night, if you know what I mean. In the months before, Willis and Wade said their relationship became romantic early in 2022. Both Wade and Willis testified last week that they did not spend the night together at the Hapeville condo. Well, did you ever go to a condo with Miss Willis? And he's like, Stares off into space for like 20 seconds before being like, nope. And here we have, apparently he did. Somebody made a great meme of that. Did you ever go to a condo with Miss Willis? And he looks off in the distance and memories start popping up with like Marvin Gaye playing in the background of them having freaky time. And he's like lost in the memory before being like, nope, we didn't. Oh man. The spokesman from the Fulton DA's office did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Gateway Pundit continues, this is bad. This is really bad. FANI is finito. Megyn Kelly weighing in. We'll hop over to her post. Stunning that Team Trump got their hands on this in the hashtag Fani Willis case. More evidence that these two prosecutors lied under oath. They're looking at perjury charges and worse, discipline from the bar, and there is zero chance they can stay on this case. It's done. Hopefully. She's reposting Phil Holloway, Esquire, breaking, alert, cell phone data raise questions about the start of hashtag Fani Willis Wade affair. It always like trips me up, data being a plural. I always think it should be cell phone data raises questions, but data being plural, it means we use raises or raise, which always confuses me. It's just weird that data is used that way to me. Sorry, random. Quote, cell data seems to contradict Wade's testimony in which he said he visited Willis at her condo in Hapeville no more than 10 times. Well, 10 is still, something. It's like how they just arrested that Smirnoff guy, the FBI informant who said that the Bidens were receiving $10 million from the Ukrainian gas company, and it turns out it was only 5 or something, and so they're arresting him and saying Biden only received $5 million allegedly. It's like he's still receiving millions of dollars from a foreign, a foreign company in a bribe, and then like changing U.S. policy to favor that company's industry in that country. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, oh, he only visited her 10 times at her condo outside of work hours. You're kind of admitting the accusation. Whatever. It's just crazy. Just crazy. So hopefully we see some positive, actual, results from this, from the filing. Here we go. November 29th, 2021, Mr. Wade's phone was pinging at the East Cobb Towers near his residence and following a call from Miss Willis at 11:32 p.m. A booty call from Miss Willis, it should say. While the call continued, his phone left the East Cobb area just after midnight and arrived within the geofence located on the Dogwood address at 12:43 a.m. on November 30th, 2021. The phone remained there until 4:55 a.m. Ooh, you can just imagine what they were talking about while he was driving on the way over there. And I bet it was dirty stuff. God damn. Hilarious. Let's look at the screen grab here from the document. The conservative analysis using the above referenced modality revealed a minimum of 35 occasions when Mr. Wade's phone connected for an extended period to either one of those towers in closest proximity to the Dogwood address based upon associated data use, voice calls, or text messages. The data revealed he is stationary and not in transit. But he's in motion. You can believe that. A deeper analysis, he's going deep, of the data would reveal additional details such as where his travel began or ended. For purposes of my analysis, I determined that his residence is located in East Cobb and was able to review the records which demonstrate his phone pinging off the associated towers near his residence for consistent periods. Oh, man. So, yeah, you guys get the drift. That's some crazy stuff. Let's jump over to our next story with this crazy zombie that we put on the thumbnail today. Super crazy. My friend says she's on Flaca, that it's not necessarily a new video, but this is the type of stuff that we may have to prepare for reasons that we'll get into later, with potential brain issues, possibly foreshadowed by Nobel laureate Luc Montagnier, who discovered HIV and made certain predictions about recent medical incidents. D. Bergfelt in the chat. Good to see you, D. Hope your shoulder's not bothering you too much. Let's hop over to the video of the zombie lady. This is some of the creepiest stuff you'll ever see. It's like straight up Walking Dead. And I would know because I, worked at some Walking Dead conventions. Nerd! It was pretty fun. All right, let's check this out. Jones is showing this video of this crazy zombie lady here.
What's going on? Here it is. So it's about, I'm not really exactly sure what time it is, but my wife is on the phone because this right here is going on.
She seems to be talking about rebuking something in the name of Jesus. I'm not sure exactly what she's talking about.
Yeah, that's... you need to not be... So this is still happening. So now we got some cops rolling up here. There's this shit right here. That's some wild business. Anyway, see the wrong motherfucker. They need to come on around here. This is what I'm talking about. This is crazy business right here. I won't let my dog, but...
His dog is right there. And she's just like undeterred, doesn't recognize the threat that's potentially right in front of her there. The dog that will bite the shit out of her if she comes after its owner. And she's just zombieing out like crazy. This is wild stuff.
Oh, shit. This,
literally foaming at the mouth, it looks like.
This right here is the wildest business I've seen in a long ass time.
Super, super crazy. Zombies are here. The Walking Dead was not a fiction. Oh, man. Same with Last of Us. Who knows what's going on? All right, let's hop over to our next story. Over on X, Jones saying Biden is the king of the pedos. Allegedly, of course. Reposting Camus at New Start _2024. An Illinois bill would define parents as abusers for denying gender-affirming services. A bill introduced at the Illinois House this month would update the state's definition of, quote, abused child to include a minor who has been denied gender-affirming services. Completely nuts. It would be abuse to encourage the delusion of denying the reality of your biological gender. But they're just completely inverting reality here, as always, as they do with everything, and saying that the abuse would be to not abuse your child and affirm their delusions and push them further into derangement. Let's see what this video is all about here.
We have some hysterical and, I would argue, prejudice people who are engaged in all what you see going on around the country. It's an appeal to fear, and it's an appeal that is totally, thoroughly unjustified and ugly. These are our kids. These are our neighbors. It's cruel.
Ooh, interesting. Flustercluck99 saying that could be a diabetic reaction. Good call. Very interesting. Thanks for the tidbit.
Cruel and monstrous, President Biden, is what's happening to parents across the country, especially in liberal-run states. A new bill in Governor J.B. Pritzker's Illinois would change the definition of what constitutes an abused child to include anyone under the age of 18 whose parents object to abortions or so-called gender-affirming care like puberty blockers.
PM3, what up?
By changing the definition, HB 4876 then empowers the state to remove your child from your home unless you submit to their warped agenda, where your son becomes your daughter becomes your son. You get it. Joining me now is Jeanette Cooper, an Illinois mom who lost custody of her 12-year-old in 2019 after refusing to affirm her new gender identity. Jeanette, you've been warning about this for some time. What's your new warning tonight about this bill in particular?
This bill absolutely has it backwards. We know what abuse is. People know what abuse is. We know what an abused child is.
Right, they have it completely backwards. This is Orwellian doublespeak, the inversion of reality, the literal opposite. They say the literal opposite. This is psychological warfare.
The standard and the statute.
And we'll have more about that later on with a walk and talk by Mike Benz, talking about the psychological operation to overthrow the U.S., which is wild, and how it's controlled by. We'll get into that in a bit.
It says quite clearly that an abused child is someone whose parent or guardian has inflicted permanent damage to their bodily function. That's exactly what gender medicine does. It inflicts permanent damage, permanent harm on a child.
Yeah, good call, Ed. Probably need to vacate the poo tube. Shout out to Ed and shout out to Mama Mac. Thanks, Mama Mac, for helping me behind the scenes. I see you back there adding timestamps. I appreciate it. All right, let's take the link from Rumble, pop it over into the YouTube chat. Sorry to PM3 and to anybody else that happens to be watching on YouTube, but we got to bounce because we're not allowed to talk freely over there, guys. So please come and join us on Rumble, where the water is warm and we can speak freely and we all float down here. And thanks for that. If you can't, you know, it's understandable. We'll catch you on the flip side. But until then, let's get ready